We're jumping into it.
Control Admiral's likely going to be rocking out with the Lucio. So we see the Lucio on both sides here as Kuffa, without being able to have access to that Winston,
Jumping ball is crazy as hell.
We've already seen him do this tournament.
Yeah, Heesang's going to have a little trouble here against Lethal, but we spoke about this exactly.
I don't even think this is going to be close.
Getting an angle on this map could be very hard sometimes for a hit scan. Chorong, though, just ripping first blood. Zera dead already. And there goes Admiral, too. Falling apart.
Yeah, they're already 2 down,
right
so.
now, a Nightmare. Kuffa's the only one left alive in the little mini pack room here. Isn't going to survive all too long. In fact, they're going to try and stagger him for as long as possible as well.
I don't like Hazard,
this is
so.
such a smart choice from Crazy Racoon
like
to be able to play
Hazard.
Heesang on the far. I think Kuffa, for the most part, hasn't necessarily
Junbin's crazy on ball.
too many looks outside of something like the Ramatra with a shield that's going to be able to
Junbin's probably one of my favorite tank players.
Just like these far rockets, and that also puts a lot of pressure
I like his play style.
The players like Lethal, Zera, to actually try to find a way.
I'm gonna learn to play ball. I think.
Against this Pharah, but
Next
also
time I
find
play,
a
I
way
might
to take
learn
it
to
out of
play.
the skies. Lethal has a huge responsibility here, and it's really going to be all eyes on him to see if he can actually take care of Heesang.
Yeah, I mean, also gaining space here as well is going to be so hard.
Oh, Chorong got booped off.
Differential from Admiral, Boop and Chorong off of the map. But
I like Chorong because he was on Florida Mayhem.
Kuffa wants to get in on the back line, but also needs to deal out enough pressure.
Lethal on Ash, he's fucking good on him. This dude's aim is crazy.
Lethal finds the dynamite, and Heesang, and the flip is theirs.
Yeah, that was a huge shot that for Lethal to be able to take. That dynamite just did enough
of
that damage over time to take care of Heesang, and that's going to put a little bit of a stop into the pressure that Crazy Racoon have built up. Versus Nightmare, 45%.
I didn't even notice the bans. They banned Brigida. Crazy Racoon banned Brigida and Nightmare.
But this is where we're going to start to see some ultimates come online. Lip is going to be the first one that has his pulse bomb at the ready. Zera is not too far behind though, but I think this could be a very explosive fight. Comes down to these first picks, but
nice
what a big stick.
Lethal didn't even see where Lip came from, and he's dead. Nightmare now, man disadvantage, and Lip. The guy is just a beast. It's scary too. Lip shows up on the big stage in a big way every single time. So used to playing in these large live environments.
Hey, at least Nightmare's on the board, so
spoke about
they're doing better than I thought they were going to do.
And the fact that
they got some ultimates coming up too. They got Beat, Orbital Ray coming up. They're going to have Downpour. They're about to have all ultimates, honestly.
These crowds are roaring. You can absolutely feel that in your seat as a player. And Lip, no stranger.
Yeah, Lip's insane. Heesang is insane on Tracer too. This dude that's playing, he might even be better on Tracer, honestly. His Tracer is probably like the best in the world right now.
But we got the Wrecking Bomb Mines first from Jumpin.
Beat comes out, but Lip kills Ultraviolet. That sound barrier did not connect with the Juno. And good luck coming back into this. There's a Bob kill on Chorong, sure, but the rest of your team is history. A nice coach gun there. Onto a
pretty back and forth, actually.
Heesang as Lethal takes the skies, and even a pulse bomb connection from Zera, but it's all Lip, all day. 80% in counting as Crazy Racoon got 2 ults to spare as Chorong
they got the Downpour and that's it. And then Crazy Racoon got Barrage and a Pulse. And he hit his last Pulse, so he's probably going to hit this one too.
This Downpour from Kuffa, and he's already under so much threat, he has to back up.
Good luck. No chance, unfortunately. Lip takes down Lethal. And it is now the supports and Zera to try and touch that point, but it is Heesang in the skies, just raining rockets from above, and it's almost impossible to win this game, or this map even. It's going to require a miracle, and that miracle is not going to happen. Crazy Racoon, they're going to take round 1.
Yeah, he built that shit quick as hell.
That was a pretty decisive round for Crazy Racoon.
Hey, Nightmare got on the board though, man. That's better than I thought they were going to do, honestly.
Pincer attacks coming through from Lip on the Tracer as well.
That boy don't look too happy.
There was so much follow-up after these engages that Jumpin was making on this Wrecking Ball that made it very difficult for Nightmare to stand a chance.
They kind of jumped into it pretty fast. I thought they were going to take a break and then come back and bullshit some more. But
I mean, this isn't even him, I feel like, at the full power.
Playing on a team would be kind of hard because even if you like
an average game, it feels
it's because this game just makes you rage so bad. So it's probably like hard not to accidentally rage on your teammates. And
see what Crazy
you know what I mean?
Run with here. Chorong on the Zen of all things. Okay.
No.
Whoa, speed ring out.
No, he's going back to
Zen. Lip on the Sombra now as well. Okay.
They're just messing with him. I don't think they're worried about him at all. I think they used that last game to kind of.
I think this is actually something that'll play into the Crazy Racoon style very well.
A gauge of their skill.
And now they're just going to kind of just run whatever they want. If you're going to be the ones that are going to have this aggressive style of gameplay,
this Lip's insane on Sombra. He was the best Sombra
That's a triple in the back line.
back when I used to watch Overwatch League.
Lethal They're glowing purple.
He was like the only one that really played it
at
at the super highest level.
I mean, this is an aggressive backline, Rose. It's so hard to stay alive with the Arnazen combo.
I think he's saying Tracer's even better than Lips, and that's crazy.
Jumping over to the Kiriko now instead, just to cleanse the antes.
Cleanses are going to be so impactful here. You're also going to be able to withstand the Sombra just a little bit better. And Ultraviolet's not going to be the only one that makes a switch. Kaffa going over to the Ramatra as well. Maybe just not really finding the purchase was the hazard that he was expecting. Ramatra has a little bit more sustainability into a comp like this. And you do also have that shield to play around with now for somebody like Lethal.
Might get a little bopped though. Actually stepping up here towards the point. Rose going to be fairly tough against Charon. I mean, look at Kaffa's health bar already. Heesang is just filling him with bullet holes. 30% in counting, and even Lethal's pretty low again. Has to
if they get Lethal down, he doesn't really have anything to worry
to try
about.
and find a way into the fight, and Admiral's already dead.
Admiral down, Lethal going down.
They are just taking him to Pound Town. Like, what can you do against this? And next fight, Rose, they're going to have EMP.
Yeah, and they're keeping that
has been built up very quickly.
That orb on Junbin, or
he's saying.
Even
if it's going to be the EMP that doesn't get the job
the
done,
healing orb
then
from
you
Zenyatta.
also have Junbin's mines. Like, you're just walking into a
he's got healing orb on him right now. You can see right here.
Lethal's even switching over to the Cassidy, but like, think about how much ult charge you're giving up just to be able to have his DPS that can play a little bit closer to the team. Almost make it feel like you're a bit more vulnerable to something like these mines.
Okay, all games today are going to be first to 3, I think. The top is first to 3.
That's a good kill, though. He sang down. Mines available. Still need to make some space towards the point. Looks like Kaffa's going to do that.
Mines out,
deployed
slam
on the
his
point,
ass.
However, and as soon as that Discord orb is applied to Kaffa, he's going to have to play super safe. Lip also falls, though, so Crazy Racoon losing 2 in this fight.
It's cool to see some Cassidy.
Ults, not the best of starts, but forcing ults is what's going to be important. A Transcendence and a Nano on the Zenyatta as he hovers through the sky, and Junbin and Shu are going to be able to clean up. 10% to go as the sound barrier hits 3, but they still need to be able to touch the points. That overhealth now ticking away from Lethal as he dodges out of the way of the Wrecking Ball. A nice little boot there will stop Lethal from taking a lot of damage, but the EMP and the nade follow-up is going to be all that they need. The hack, the pulse bomb, I mean, this is all but over for Nightmare. A 2-0 on Ilios, starting off the series in this upper bracket strong.
Yeah, that looked easy for him.
I was thinking maybe, just maybe, is there a way that Nightmare get back into that, but it just...
Phew.
Not possible. Crazy Racoon look infallible at this moment in time. That Sombra, that's considering maybe going
it'd be dope to see some Hanzo.
Is really
they're just going to use it
the answer to this Heesang Pharah.
They're just using it for the Sonic arrow, and then he's going to switch.
Seeing Lethal on Hanzo. Oh, and it works.
Oh, he actually is staying with it. And he got picked.
I was going to question it for a second there, but I'm sorry.
I thought he was just going to do a Sonic arrow.
Lip's already
but Lethal, yeah, that dude's got fucking crazy aim.
Just walk on forward. Gonna take a lot of spam damage though, as Heesang is in this window with very little to check him.
But who can step up to the plate right now? Crazy Racoon are giving up so much percentage on this point just to make sure that they can buy some time for Lip to actually get back.
Oh, see you later, shoot. Wait, this might be the secret source. Hang on a second. All right.
Dang, they're getting this first point quick.
Damage, honestly, for a potential first cap here by Nightmare. There's the D-Mech. Yeah, Lethal's gonna spawn, but Nightmare
that first pick with Hanzo is huge.
Point fairly easily.
I mean, Hanzo is one of those heroes. You could just get a quick elimination, and just like that, that player advantage is all you need to actually snowball a teamfight win. Especially when there's no ultimates online. So it's just those opening picks that can really give you all of that space. Look at Lethal's positioning as well. Knows that someone's head could come around that corner, and all of a sudden,
you can
another
see the little
win.
silhouettes like jiggle peeking the corner, like, I'm good.
And also crouching really quickly.
Yeah.
These dynamites and fucking rockets are
going
to
pick though from Shu.
Eat them up, come through them chokes. So.
Stay in the fight against
I don't know if the D.Va can eat those dynamites.
You have no real shielding to protect yourself. You can put your arm up, sure, get reduced damage, but that spike guard isn't going to help.
They already made it through that pretty hard choke, so getting around these curves can be tough.
Heesang is just hoping to be able to build up to this barrage. There is not a defensive ultimate on Nightmare that's going to be able to withstand all of that firepower. But it's just a patient
They're running
game.
Zenyatta again, too,
and
which is interesting.
Can you actually get this rally out of Admiral before you let this barrage rip? That opens you up even further.
It's going to be really hard. I think Nightmare, once again, waiting for a pick from Lethal. Has Dragons at about 10%. A decent ultimate
got rally,
streets,
and
the way
coming up on Dragon
position is going to be hard to get any value.
Orbital Ray.
Orbital Ray coming up soon as well for Ultraviolet. Lethal missing the shot
He's
there.
saying probably gonna try and get a
Heesan.
fat ass barrage here.
Not that one though. Nice little sonic arrow. And there's the orbital ray around the corner. Now scurrying our crazy Racoon. A D-suit though onto Max. I mean, they're just going to run away with this one. There's absolutely no
they're
chance
popping
to
off.
fight this crazy Racoon. A Hanzo inside the orbital ray. Absolutely no way. Orbital ray in return though for crazy
That Bob
Racoon.
doesn't get anybody.
Max, they're staying on the payload.
Yeah,
it is going to be rather
quick.
difficult. But they've at least managed
They get the
to
second
control
checkpoint right here.
the
That's
blade
huge
from
because they're
Sarah.
fucking
Could be
flying.
enough. He sang though over the
At least they get
rooftops,
the
manages
barrage.
to kill Lethal, but here comes the Transcendence. Blade not doing any damage now, really, just a
Yeah,
little
they
bit
knolled
off
out
the
that
mech in the
fucking
front
Blade
line,
with
but that's
those
about it. But
antennas.
Lip caught lacking on the side.
Wow, I can't
But
believe
they
that
lost,
barrage from
they lost their
Heesan was
brig.
literally just a solo ult. Lethal's been so much of a problem that he actually used the barrage to be able to deal with him, but it
I
hasn't
think they're gonna
done
defend, be
enough.
able to hold it. So.
Nightmare gets stopped just shy of the second point.
If they would've got that cap right there, that would've been
Hero swaps
fucking
come
insane.
through. Lethal off of that Hanzo, going over to the Sojourn. Still has some of that one-shot potential, but I do feel like your room for error is now a little bit smaller. You've got just
This choke
one
right here
of
is
those
so
hard
fucking
railgun shots
annoying.
every couple of seconds. He's saying is going to be a very difficult target.
I honestly don't like
Flip
playing
as well.
payload maps that much.
Every time Cover peeks around the corner, Discord orb, Discord orb, Discord orb. It's just so annoying to stay in the fight. You have to shake it and then repeat the corner. Struggle Street though. They should actually put a sign up on this street that says Struggle Street as the name.
But it
The
has to be like
Sojourn
very British,
fucking
right?
disruptor.
Yeah, I mean Struggle Street, yeah. That's hey, if you live in the UK, sometimes it is a struggle. First-hand experience. Self-destruct available from Max. Barrage 2 from Heesan soon. Very
Oh, nice
slowly, and they're
deflect.
playing right now, Rose. Like, they're not really doing anything. They're just
He
waiting
deflected the
for
rocket
hit
and
from
it hit
Lethal.
him.
But the more time that they take here, the more
He took the perk that
percentage
sucks him
Heesan
in.
gets for this
The concussive
barrage.
blast sucks him in.
Well, there's the orbital right.
He's gonna try and get a
And that's the
fucking
thing they were
sucking
looking for,
fuck
and there it
barrage
is.
right
Okay,
here.
Barrage not available anymore as Lethal takes him out of the skies. 2 minutes to go. Patience paying off. Normally a hunter's best
contested.
virtue right now. Looks like Kappa is going to go a hunting in the back line. Admiral does end up falling over, though, to Lib from the sidelines, but Nightmare's still in a good spot. Getting the remake, though, from Max is going to be large. Max's staying power here is going to be just enormous, especially with this orbital ray in the
Losing their
back line.
break kinda sucks there, but
Transcendence
I
coming
think
up
they're gonna
soon
get
as well
it,
for
actually.
Shu.
I mean, take a look at the positioning from Heesan.
maybe
He's
not.
ready to go in with this orbital ray,
Yeah,
knowing
they're
that
gonna-
he's going to have that survivability if he
they
needs
gave
to
up the
pop this
space.
barrage.
Nightmare are just taking so long to gain the space. They're waiting for ults, but they're not getting definitive fights with them.
No picks, and that's really what's stalling Nightmare out here. Maybe it's going to be Lip on the
Get that
side
off
that's going
angle.
to force them back.
Puffer,
Actually, no.
Yeah, there's the barrage.
No.
Yeah, Heesang's got the implosion as well, so that concussive conk. Implosion, straight with the Discord, and then a barrage,
So
you're dead.
Why'd he blade?
No, Sarah!
What was
He
that
was going
blade,
for
dude?
Dragon Blade there. I feel like that's just
His whole
a
team is
little
dead.
bit
Unless he's
too
about to
difficult.
switch. But
Killed Shu was like, there's no transcendence, and yeah, a little
he threw,
trap
dude.
there.
What was that blade?
Blade now gone for Nightmare with
Bro,
60
thought he was gonna
seconds to
1v5.
go. Look at the old bank of Crazy Racoon. They've got the Bob, they've got the Transcendence. This downpour is going to be next to useless. They're going to need some instant kills to get through the trans.
That's why I would love to be able to have seen the Dragon Blade there.
Well, there's the downpour. Does it connect, though? Heesang does end up going down. The overclock still available from Lethal, but both DPS from Nightmare now looking for an alternate
at least he got
angle
he's
into
saying
this fight.
he made it back up by
Sarah's
getting a
joined the
pick.
rest
So
of his team again. They've actually managed to force the Transcendence by popping their own rally, but Admiral now having to fall back extremely low. But here comes the overclock.
Overclock.
Slowly but surely now Nightmare are trying to regain the space that they
They gotta get this point with the
A teammate
overclock.
onto Max is a good start, but can they actually finish this fight? Lethal still trying to hunt for heads here, and there's Max going down. Taken pretty low is Lethal, but this should be the fight.
Yeah, they got it.
And it should be the point. 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the time bank.
Oh, that was
Excuse me.
so
I don't know if he
messy.
fat fingered it or
Eventually,
what,
at
but
the end of the
his
day,
whole
they
team
had
was dead and
enough
back at
time
spawn,
to
and he
be
tried
able
to fucking
force their way over the second
pull the
point.
blade when he
But
was
it
low
took them to
1v5.
get another full entire ultimate rotation just to be able to get forward a little bit more into this third objective. Zera, okay, maybe that last Dragon Blade, not quite it, but you have another one.
He must
coming
have
up
fat fingered it or
soon,
panicked
and
or something.
Orbital ray in your sails. So this could be a fight win, but they got it back up now.
Another nicely placed rocket from Heesang. Takes down Ultraviolet. They can't de-shoot
honestly, I think
Max.
Lethal should go Ash
They've
or
only got a
Cassidy or
minute
something and try
left
and
to go, Rose.
deal with the
They are
Pharah.
living on borrowed time, and the time is ticking.
You can even hear the taking of that.
Yeah, they're doing better than I thought too. This is their map pick and stuff, so I guess they're pretty confident on this
map. You're
map.
giving up that valuable time to actually set up for this next fight. And their ultimate's coming back online for Crazy Racoon as well. You would have had that position with the orbital ray advantage, but now it's going to be matched by Chorong here.
Zera has got the blade though.
He's got his blade again. Let's see if he can do something with it.
For a fight win.
But Barrage
is also available. Heesang ends up going in. Oh, what an implosion there from Heesang. There's 2 kills for the Farah. Blade's been popped. The downpour is good for the connection with on Max.
Oh, nice deflect.
On Lip as well. That's what I want to see, Zera. Nightmare still alive. However, they still need to deal with Max. There's 15 seconds to go when they have point control with an overclock, but can Lethal actually stay up? It looks like cover's there. With the defense,
they're about to be going in overtime. They gotta
fucking this
fucking
final corner and push it in. A Transcendence on the side of Crazy Racoon.
They gotta hope for a good push here.
You need a rally here from Admiral, so maybe that's gonna give you the sustain you need to be able to fight into this Transcendence.
Oh, Transcendence.
Looks like Shu took a body shot there, so in sleep on the Transcendence. Max gets desuited there, so actually, this is looking really bad for Crazy Racoon now.
Oh, Max goes down though. They might get it.
Zera dashes to the skies to try and check Heesang and Lip on this high ground. Lip
oh,
down.
nice.
Farad next.
Huge.
Lethal secures the
got
kill,
it.
and in overtime, Nightmare are going to cap.
Damn.
Well, what do they say about this team? This is a team that never gives up. It might have taken them a while.
Yeah, bro made a fat finger that blade or something, but he came back playing afterward, made up for it.
Third and final checkpoint. This gives them a clear win condition in this map. They just need to be able to stave off Crazy Racoon, which is a very tall task, but I think they could do it.
How the DPS from
Hell, even if I got 3-0'd, I'm just saying you fucking got a full map cap on against Crazy Racoon is probably kind of a flex.
Nice on the attack. You're very close to the spawn. If you want to change, you can land a couple of logs, and Lip probably wasn't expecting a Hanzo coming out because we saw.
Yeah, I give him props to that because he knows I'm sure he knew like he fucked up right there, you know, and to not let that like.
Yeah, it's not
mentally
really
fuck you
and
be able to bounce back and
either. So I think it
lock back in and shit.
Yeah,
that's
true. Surprise.
Pretty crazy.
New patch. No, I'm just kidding. Because
that would have felt like a big piece of shit.
Lethal on this Sojourn makes a lot more sense. I think to your spawn point,
I would have switched to a different hero and just been like, oh, I popped it because I was about to switch.
You're stuck on this Hanzo, and then all of a sudden you get picked off, and yeah, I mean, then you have to come back, and at least the Sojourn gives you a good amount of staying power. You can lock down a different angle with the Sojourn while still having the power side. I think that gives you even extra mobility to change your angle faster, depending
let's see if they can,
what type
they can
of
play that
engagement
defense.
Crazy Racoon decide to take. But what is this, Jack? Instead of a diva, we're seeing Max commit to a hazard mirror right away.
Nobody's running Ashe. Yeah, they're doing hazard mirror.
The supports here for Crazy Racoon, Kiriko,
yeah,
Lucio.
Juno versus Lucio is the only difference. Oh, and Kiriko.
Very
yeah.
easy to take the high ground with this comp as well. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to force Lethal into a position where he can't really have a decent line of fire. And actually, Zera already down. Okay. Good start from Crazy Racoon. However, Max does end up getting traded. Ethan now trying to clear the rabid raccoons from the high ground. Alrighty. Okay, Nightmare, they're on the board. Even losing a pick that early.
It's honestly surprising to me that sometimes teams don't even run Sojourn.
Overcome
like last game.
It was great that Lethal was able to
or last round or whatever, Lip was on Ashe, which Ashe is great, but Sojourn is just so busted right now.
To get away, but Lethal is still enemy number one, as you can tell. They're
Max
focusing
down.
him down.
Yeah, Max is just jumping in, and there's no Zen on the other side.
The defense looking pretty good. Oh, Zero went down though, but
nice work from Nightmare so far. Chorong, no shot he gets out of that. Yeah, nice little whip shot there from Adam.
A whip shot, a disruptor shot. Nightmare have a very firm control onto what they want to accomplish.
They're doing good because they capped really quick because they got that Hanzo pick on their attack, so they got a first cap really quick.
Okay, they're gonna leave Heesang.
But they're aware.
Yeah, he's gonna be above them.
Yeah, he's kind of doing like I think it's like an ego thing, you know, like I kind of do it too. Like so if I see another person playing Tracer, I'll want to go Tracer and try and like, you know, mirror ego 1v1 them and shit. So I don't know if it's something like that, but if they lose, they definitely gonna sub his ass back out and put Junbin back in.
Pun not intended.
Kuffa's low as hell. No way he doesn't die, right?
Struggling to get these kills, but Chorong and Max, they're going to fight in this small room. A backyard brawl there as they're evicted from the hotel. There's Nightmare They're going to forego the first point, but in all honesty, that defense, they look pretty clean.
That defense was amazing, and take a look at how many ultimates Nightmare get a chance to hold on to. Ultraviolet had earned that orbital ray.
Yeah, they're gonna have overclock and orbital ray, and he's coming up on blade.
To actually get that first
Both
point
Genji's about to have blade.
So you've got orbital ray advantage if you're Nightmare. You still get to have a close hold here as well because everybody fell relatively quickly. So you've got those forward spawns, and Lethal and Zera already set up.
Yeah, and they can hold this corner with ease. Wow, Chong is dead. I think he took a railgun shot there from Lethal, and then Zera just dash in, dash out.
They're really on it right now. They have great target focus on Nightmare, and they're still holding on to these ultimates. So Crazy Racoon, they've got to be very nervous about this orbital ray.
Yeah, Vibes Merchants right now feeling pretty good about themselves. Orbital Rays still available from Ultraviolet. They're just going to back the Crazy Raccoons with the overclock.
Yeah, even if you don't get anybody, you're delaying their push.
So
running that clock down.
In such a good spot. Played from Hisang is going to get pulled. He's actually straight to the back line, but Zera's going to do him one better. Chong already dead, 3 HP. It's the Genji on the side of Crazy Raccoon, so absolutely nothing was done in that fight by Hisang apart from gaining a little space.
Well, he just killed Jin.
Instantly, Ultraviolet ends up going down, but this is a scrappy fight. Out of the back of the pub, and Shu also falls. Crazy Racoon not really looking like themselves, I'm going to be honest with you, Rose, as they're getting beaten back by Nightmare. Although it was a scrappy trade, so this corner is where they're going to be able to hold now.
I know, but take a look at this. I mean, Crazy Racoon can really just muscle their way through this next one. They're going to have the downpour. You can lay down those Surge and railgun shots on top of that with the overclock that Lip has. And if all else fails, sound barrier at your disposal. But look at how far back. We're going to see Max start to push Zera.
Both teams would beat.
So aggressively there, but receives the sound barrier just in time.
Oh,
Zera. You thought you could step up to the best. Nice headshot from Lip. That downpour connection from Max.
Well, they're going to gain some ground here.
2 minutes to go as they push on to second.
They had to use a lot in that
yeah,
last
they're probably
going
to put Junbin back in.
You still
for sure.
have the opportunity here for Lip to maybe get a pick. Maybe that's going to be what pushes you over the line. And to Crazy Raccoon's credit, Nightmare had to use everything else that they had as well. If Crazy Raccoon can take this fight fast, maybe not give Lethal
they got
to
if they want to
set up with this soldier,
want a chance, or they need to prevent this fucking cap
right here.
here.
I think it would be okay to try to extend this into the third.
Overclock though coming up for Lethal. Can they actually hold on for long enough for him to actually
No,
use it?
going
Look
down.
at the aggression though into the backline. Chorong, Max, and Hisang just jumping in and just slaughtering.
Yeah, they getting that cap.
Nightmare supports. Few meters to go. Admiral gets his revenge. In fact, 2. Admiral.
Damn,
what?
Admiral got 2
Hang on
there.
a second.
Going crazy on the Lucio.
He gets 2. Unfortunately, ends up going down, but their spawn points are pretty damn close on the face of things.
He's somehow
She's
contesting
keeping the
this shit
front line alive.
forever.
Cuffer taking a couple of punches, a couple of left hooks to the face from Max, but
They're back,
holding
too.
on to this point.
That's crazy. I thought for sure they lost that point.
Running out of time. Crazy Racoon
Damn,
at least
what a
have a
hold.
chance to actually regroup and try to use this Kitsune Rush and this Blade, but Nightmare have plenty of answers to that. The fact that Ultraviolet has this orbital ray gives them a huge advantage in this next fight. On top of the fact that Zera gets a chance to use
got Blade and Overclock and orbital ray too, so
Genji opportunity.
But Crazy Racoon got Kitsune Rush and Blade.
Flank from Crazy Racoon now, looking at the back line as always. Orbital Ray goes down. Hisang's on the wrong side of the fight. Blade pull from Zera. Nice little slash and dash.
Chorong down, dude.
Nothing escaping the blade from Zera.
Not looking good for him.
Lethal 2, just holding down the front line.
They might actually get the map.
To dash out.
That's huge for
They need
huge
to
for them.
reset. Blade popped. Hisang taking the game into his own hands, but forced back. There is a downpour coming through as Cuffer dodges out the way.
Oh shit, actually I think they're gonna get it.
Take down UV and Lethal as Cuffer stands tall on the point. A downpour in his back pocket, but no chance to use it.
Damn, they
Everyone
almost
else dead. It would be better for Cuffer.
They almost held him. That's crazy.
Maybe throw his body.
They're gonna
onto
stagger
the point,
Cuffer here too.
But this is going to be a point that gets captured in overtime. And now, take a look at this. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Crazy Racoon only have this sound barrier as well as this overclock in their pocket. But it's just not a lot of time to work with here.
Nightmare's about to have beat up.
Pick with Lethal. Or
Chorong
even
has
this
beat.
downpour is able to catch on one of these squishier targets. Maybe before Chorong can even use his sound barrier. It's going to be over.
Do not let Lip do Lip things. But unfortunately,
he
he's
already got
got
Lethal.
one. Downpour doesn't manage to connect there as Lip jumps out of the way. Both sound barriers invested into this fight, and now Nightmare
Ultraviolet's
fighting on the
down,
mega
yep.
health pack. UV, second to fall in the engagement. 50
They might be able to get one more,
trying to look for trades. Admiral
one more
recontest.
recontest.
It's good. Can
Cuffa needs
stay
to not
alive?
die here.
He's so
No, he's
low,
dead as fuck.
trying to get back to the rest of this team, but that's going to be a staggered death here for Nightmare.
It is a staggered death, but look at how many things they were
They need to
able
at least
force out of
just.
Crazy
They need to
Racoon.
try and at least
Kitsune
stall
Racoon
for
Shu.
overtime.
It's going to be hard to fight
That way
into
they
here,
both
actually, if
capped
you're
in
Nightmare.
overtime.
Who is going to be able to step into the plate? You would have expected that it would be Cuffa, but Cuffa does get back to the card.
They actually got back
They
quick.
have to win this fight against this rush. Yeah, it's just they've got nothing. Maybe Lethal gets this overclock online just in time, but they're just going to rip it. They know this is their final fight here on this last point. And Lethal is actually going to be the public enemy #1 for Crazy Racoon right now. Heesang just trying to force Cuffa into a position where he has to touch the point.
Lethal got the
Nice little
overclock there.
overclock from Lethal. He's in a good angle.
Oh.
Heesang gets his head ripped clean off his shoulders. And now we're in OT. Max is also dead. Nightmare.
You got to get him. Nice. Damn, they did it.
Titans.
Oh, shit.
Nightmare do
It's not a
something
3-0
that
stomp.
No team has done.
And then
It
I
is
don't know if
happening on
they
one of
get
the
paid,
biggest
like,
stages where you can hear the
a salary or
crowd
something,
going crazy
or-
for every single pick that
I'm sure, you know, if they
Nightmare is
win, they
getting
get
in these team
a chunk of
fights.
that prize pool, but I'm sure the org takes a
Been
chunk
back
of
in
it
for
too.
Crazy Racoon. Max taking
Oh, we might
a
see some
step
Cassidy.
back.
Junbin
Bad for
ball.
Max in a way, you know, come in, you end up losing the map.
Wonder if he's actually gonna play Soldier.
Subbed in, but this is much more of a Junbin map for sure. If he wants to pivot to Winston, he can, but looks like a wrecking ball look from Crazy Racoon. Is he really gonna play Soldier? Wouldn't hate it, honestly.
I mean, Soldier would give you that mobility to be able to find an angle
he's actually
quickly. I
playing
think
Soldier.
when we looked at the early days of New Queen Street,
Soldier and Cassidy,
was a
so that's
very
kinda
popular
nice to see.
choice because of all of this high ground that you can play around, and it gives you easy access
I'm
to be able
surprised
to
we're not
get
seeing
to the
Ultraviolet
train
on-
or get to the
Oh!
That cup is
Booped off right off the fucking
Okay,
get
well,
go.
not the best start in the world there for Nightmare. Oh
Fucking
dear, Cuffa
Junbin's
daydreaming a
crazy,
little bit,
dude.
I think.
Oh. I mean, that is a strike right there coming out from the wrecking ball.
Oh, man. I mean, like you were saying, Rose, the mobility from the Soldier, you're following up the Tracy, you're following up with the ball. And then also, Lib can hang around with Shu on the sideline. Use that little healing station to heal Shu if he ends up getting in trouble. And then Shu can dish out some extra DPS as well. Chorong's going to be able to flank what he's saying.
Nightmare is making a ton of adjustments to their composition. As soon
He's
as
switching
Cuffa got
to,
knocked off
Winston.
the ledge, he actually instantly
Lethal
switched
switched to
over to the
Sojourn.
Winston.
Ultraviolet
and now
on
Lethal and
Ana now.
Ultraviolet to follow on the Sojourn and Ana respectively. They're just going to go full out Winston dive here. I'm wondering if Junbin is going to see this and maybe start to change off. Lethal is already getting a big pick onto Heesang. So
I kinda wish we
maybe
would
the
see some
Cogs are
Junker
going to start
Queen.
to consider their options for later.
I think this is a good map for her.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Lip does one better though. Lethal down to Lip. And this is it. Chorong can hang around with Shu as well. Being able to off angle with the Kiriko is just so strong.
Zero needs to hit a
Just
fat
look
ass
back,
pulse
you know,
here.
Swift step back to Shu if he really needs help. Early Susie uses
Chorong
though,
uses
but Cuffa
Susie,
can't
so-
stay around for too long as
Chorong's
Junbin is
one as
there
fuck.
with the backup. Chorong, what HP? How does Zero not get that kill? That's unfortunate.
Oh, look at the smackdown from Junbin here as well. Actually, can't follow up on that particular pick, but look at Chorong
took it down,
and Shu.
Ultraviolet.
They're
Oh,
just putting
the
in
double
the
boot
work
is-
in the
Oh
back.
man, they're just
Really
rolling
nice. Good stick from Zero though. Sprinting Lip.
They're getting, they killed Lip, but he's on
Yeah, but this
Soldier.
is,
He's gonna
going
be
from
back
bad
quick as
to
fuck.
worse right now for Nightmare. Mines used in that last fight, right? But now they have
That
4
boop
ults
off the
and
fucking
checkpoint
rip
on the
was
horizon.
brutal.
Checkpoint's going to be really
Booped
big
off
here
the
as
map.
well, just because of the different avenues Nightmare could actually
All right,
take to
Nightmare's got
attack this.
Rally
A little
coming up
bit
on Nano.
Easier for Crazy Racoon to predict.
And Crazy Racoon
Look at
has
that
pretty much
stick on
everything.
Cuffa as well. He doesn't have Primal Rage ready. He just has to eat up all that damage.
Yeah, and they know that he's nowhere really near it because
They
he
might do
actually
Kitsune
changed after he
visor.
instantly died. Well, there's
Another
the
Nano
visor.
visor.
This is a vintage Overwatch moment. My word, yeah, and Cuffa is just getting melted in the front line, but a nice little rally bash there onto Lib, but somehow stays up.
Damn, he
Junbin,
stayed up.
unfortunately, though, didn't get the
All right, they
healing
might get their foot in here.
necessary to stay alive, as Chorong and Shu were busy trying to deal with Cuffa.
They needed that shit.
But now that we see this setup from Lethal with his overclock, he has so much real estate to work with. The trade
Yeah,
is a
Lethal's
little
got
bit risky.
overclock, and they're coming up on
There's
Primal
kind of under
Rage,
threat of taking Helix Rocket
which Primal's a
from
really
Lip.
strong ult because even if
But
he's
that's
like
why
1
you
HP,
have
if he
is Zero
primals,
to
he
be
gets
able to
like
help. Maybe
fucking like
get
1,000 or
Lip
1,200
out of the
HP or
way,
something.
move him back.
So it's just like a big
Oh,
full
Lip.
heal.
Oh, what a sleep.
Oh.
Cuffa, you saw there, a small sigh.
Oh,
Ultraviolet
yeah.
Chorong doing it, getting traded
Real
though. Lethal
Chorong, though.
uses his overclock from the low ground, looking height. This is a scrappy fight, and these fights will be scrappy, and Crazy Racoon want to keep it that way. That's what the Wrecking Ball does best.
Shit.
A nice kill from Lethal,
I can't believe he got his
quickly
signal.
followed up. Okay. I mean, that was Zera's kill, but Lip ends up firing the Helix rockets down the floor himself.
The robot's now going back into that Crazy Racoon territory, but Zera still has his pulse bomb. Maybe that's
Junbin just gonna be stalling this
do
fucking point on the ball.
Even things up. Still kind of a tussle over this point, and Nightmare can come back with a couple of tools. Ultraviolet's not too far away from being able to get a nano boost here.
Zera wants to stick the
both
back.
Tracers got pulls.
He needs to tag Shu or Lip. He's saying if he's feeling
the Brig is a lot easier to hit with a pulse than...
He's trying with his pulse. Oh, he looked like he was definitely trying to go for Heesang there by the looks of it. Swing and a miss. Hit the recall though, so he escapes with his life. This robot is just being juggled right now, Rose.
I mean, if anything, Shu actually took quite a bit of damage there. Had to back up, and now he's going to be able to come back in with this nano boost.
Junbin with the mines.
Instantly woken up though. Lip from downtown with laser beam aim. Shu falls. However, again, scrappy fight. It's exactly what Crazy Racoons wants. That pulse bomb. I think that little boom there might have stopped Avril from getting stuck, but it doesn't matter because Heesang is still on the case. Zera's super low too.
He has no recall yet.
Heesang and Junbin they're just a two-man hit squad right now. Nightmare cannot get any movement on this bot.
It's so tough. I mean, Junbin as well, already being able to get another pick onto Lethal. This just has to be another reset here for Nightmare. They can come back in with this rally though, and so maybe they can play just a little bit closer together. I think that is something that they have struggled with just a little bit because of how much pressure Junbin has been putting onto the back line. But maybe the rally helps at least give you that fighting chance.
They got rally coming up on Overclock. Crazy Racoon has Visor, Nano, and they're about to have what's it called? Kitsune Rush. Mines aren't far away.
Rush Visor.
Yeah, another thing about Ball too is if he's in like his ball mode, you can't get critical shots on him because his head's not there. You know? He has no head to shoot.
Or okay, they really want to defend this checkpoint, and so they should. Bot now in possession of Nightmare. They might be able to get the lead as well, Rose. It's pushing and it's already past the midpoint.
Starting to move pretty quickly here. If they can actually three-stack this, but look,
he's popping the Visor, which I don't know why he did. I think he's gonna switch.
He actually just completely loses the ultimate here, and this is
he's
where
gonna switch off
Nightmare
Soldier for sure.
start to take over this map.
I wonder if Flip is swapping because maybe he's expecting Shu to hit the nano there as well. There's the checkpoint. Lead's gonna get gained for Nightmare.
Oh, Ultraviolet.
Wow. And a huge pick from Ultraviolet on the Heesang is just gonna give Nightmare
they took the lead
more
too.
of a lead. Things are starting to go from bad to worse here for Crazy Racoon.
Yeah,
Look at how the ultimate Nightmare are starting to build up to as well.
Stop the high ground. Uh-oh, it's all falling apart for Crazy Racoon right now. Nightmare.
They got to get off Soldier. I don't think that's the move.
Out of left field, it feels like they're going to be able to push this ball even further towards this final hill.
Look, now Lip is going to make that adjustment, switching off of the Soldier.
But now everybody's got perks. That's what sucks about swapping ladies. You don't have perks. You get them kind of quick.
I mean, you just need to get rid of this Tracer that has been hammering your backline.
Kuffa's got primal.
And Kuffa's got primal, yeah. So
wide for Zera.
Shu has nano though. But
Kuffa's got primal rage. You can just use this to stay in the fight.
Just popped the primal.
UV, Lip, trade, and nano boost onto Heesang though. A scary,
and they're down both supports now though.
For Nightmare to deal with now.
They just need to get out of there. I think.
Zera fighting Chorong there is really big. I mean, you've just removed such a huge source of healing. And yes, Lethal goes down here, but Zera's not done yet. Fight Shu!
Zera's dominating on the Tracer right now. Saw in the little interview there, Danny was saying that, look, in Dallas, Zera, you said you wanted to be the very best. And I think he's
doing good on Tracer, especially against Heesang.
He's been a grinder for sure. The bot gets stolen away for a little bit there by Crazy Racoon, but now Nightmare have actually had the time to properly regroup. Kuffa is getting a little low, and Lethal already just got taken out of the server, so just another patient game. But we're now starting to get into the territory where like Nightmare just have to play keep away. There's only 2 minutes left.
Jump out for Kuffa. Mines the hand to Jump, but he's
Admiral's going down for sure. He used the rally though. Ooh, should have saved it.
Secures the kill. A slam into the choke point, not needed really. Kuffa went down before the ball hit the floor. But with 2 minutes to go, Rose.
But they're about to have nano overclock.
And a kill onto Lip 2. They're making it hurt. Nightmare They know this was going to be a scrappy one with the Wrecking Ball and Crazy Racoon. That's how they were finding these advantages, was Heesang finding picks, they were jumping, but Nightmare have flipped that on its head.
Nightmare are banking on
got
this
the forward
next fight,
spawn.
though. Crazy Racoon have control of the bot now, but Nightmare, if they win this next fight, they could just win the map. They're looking at this nano boost. They can give that over to Kappa. Think about how much damage Kappa was doing, being able to cleave with that nano boosted Tesla cannon. Look, he's hunting for it. He's waiting for the opportunity.
Oh, the rally jacks!
Dude,
Ultron gets instantly stuck
nice.
as he pops the rally. Perfect play from Zera.
Killed on the rally.
17 to go. It's Nightmare in full control right now. Nano boost overclock. Just
he's switching to more. Joran switched to more. Oh no, he went back.
Soon, but honestly,
he switched to Mora for a second.
Dire for Crazy Racoon.
It's not looking good. You're fighting over the midpoint
Nightmare's
right
looking
now,
really
and that
good.
means that Crazy Racoon needs to win 2
There's only a
fights
minute
in row
left,
to
too.
actually win this map.
Lethal still has the overclock.
Chong only just got back from spawn. There's even a Primal Rage at the hands of Cover 2. They just got so many tools to take this map.
Chong got anti there.
He's saying with the stick.
Is already forced out to use the minefields.
Nano boost onto Lip though.
Lip's got overclock, and he's got nano right now. He's gonna save it, I think.
Problem for them.
Yeah.
They can't afford to lose anybody else. Shu goes down to the Primal Rage.
Only 30 seconds left in the game, so they basically wipe them once.
Through the midpoint, but they still need what, like 24 meters or something?
They need to win one decisive team fight here. Lip is going to be the one that has the ability to actually set up with the overclock, but Lethal's on an angle with his own.
They spotted Jumbin, a couple of shots there into the
If they get anybody right here, it's probably, it might be GG.
They've got an overclock as Jumbin.
They all took off because they fucking knew that shit.
Goes overtime. It's going to get triggered. A stick. Okay.
Stick, but didn't get a kill.
Zera doesn't get anything with that pulse bomb just yet.
Oh, they C9, no touch. Oh, shit.
A C9 on international.
Damn, they're up in the series now. That's crazy, dude. They're on the fucking stage. They're at the risk of getting knocked down to the lower bracket by an NA team.
Been on the loser side to do that. Let's see
So
what they
that's
have in
fucking
store
crazy.
for us here on Route 66. So for all the action and possibly more curses, we're going to send it back over to
Nightmare
Necker
gonna
and
go?
Jaws.
Who's attacking
Yeah,
first?
thank you,
I
Des.
hate that.
Well, you're on the broadcast, so only person to blame is you.
True.
C9s happen, Rose. They happen on land. And yeah, Crazy Racoon.
Crazy Racoon is attacking first.
Match point Nightmare.
So they're Kappa's playing Winston. I thought he was going to play fucking Spiky Boy.
Beating their chest like, you come at us. Crowd very much behind them as well. It felt like, here we go, rolling out the gates. Crazy
But
Racoon
I love seeing
But this is what the
mirror
Dusk
like
was
this.
talking about. If Crazy Racoon want to be able to get themselves back in the series, maybe it takes them just going toe-to-toe with this Winston mirror dive. The backline looks a little different,
man.
but Lip
That's
is
rough. Lose the tank right off the
angry,
rip.
and you don't want to face against an angry Lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lip's on fucking Sojourn right off the rip now, so
7-foot gaming warlord smile.
Sojourn just has so much more kill potential than
stalwart
Soldier
expression on the
does.
face,
Well, now he's
always.
Because
that fucking rail-
Win or lose.
You can damn
I
fucking
think
one
there's
shot
something
your
there
ass.
as well to Ash's point of this too.
Especially with the aim
They go
these
to a
dudes
map
got.
5. Feels like Crazy Racoon, they are just going to win it. The skill on this team is just unbelievable, and you can see why they've been so successful over the last couple of years. Just great on the team as they try and take the girls. Good pick.
He's sitting down.
Good pick from Lethal, but they have to be able to follow
They're rocking
up.
different support
And
though.
it's going to be Lip that's
Rocking
able to
Kiri,
even
Lucio
score.
versus
He's pissed.
Brigida
Like you said,
and
he wants to win.
Oh, no.
And not used to lose it. Ultraviolet's going to make it a little
damn,
bit
Ultraviolet
difficult.
gets 2.
Couple of Kunar headshots from the Kiriko. Where you going? Where you going,
Jumping
Jumbin? Zera, by the way, too.
Nice
Just
bounce
an
back.
unbelievable Tracer player. Was known for Tracer on the ladder for a long, long time. And now he's going up against one of the best Tracers we've had in the game in Heesang.
Yeah, I mean, this
Do
is
they still have
just
the music playing in the
incredible.
background?
Zera being able to
think
also
they
get the
do.
better of a lot of these 1v1 duels. I think Liv's opted that
Yeah, they do. They
prophecy
still have the,
written
like,
for himself. He wants to be the best in the world.
like,
I
in
think
between
it's
game music playing.
the exact stage to be able to show
I think they
that.
turned it off now.
But let's see what Lethal has to offer here. Can he live up to his own namesake?
What a nade from Shu
No,
there.
maybe I still hear it.
Lethal in danger right now. There was a rush and a nano being used there. Crazy Racoon trying to make some space. Lethal's holding down the fort on the high ground though. This rush really nice for the Sojourn. Shoots so quick, builds up rails.
Yeah, Zera popping off.
Even
Right, especially going against Heesang Tracer because
Lethal now have to deal with
I thought he was the
bubble
best
that's been
tracer.
placed in front of him. Jumping, kind of bubble dancing him right now. His lip falls to a post bomb at the hands of Zera.
Yeah, he hit
It's
the
going to be a
pulse,
rally
too.
and a sound barrier for Nightmare. They're just booping him off the map.
Ooh.
Oh, Cuffer. He looks so good on this Winston right now.
God.
Oh, he's making it look easy.
It's a nice bounce back for them because they fucking
right to
Cuppa
the
died right off the
spawn.
rip and
Can't
they
get
bounced back and
away.
now.
And look
Now they're
at
wiping the
this.
shit out of him.
I mean, 1:30 left.
There is
We're
no way.
actually seeing some swaps happening here. Crazy
Dude, this is
Raccoon, do you
crazy, man.
Think about maybe putting Chorong on a
I can't believe Crazy
support, but
Raccoon's
decide to go back over
losing
to
a
that
nightmare like
brig.
this.
But
Gosh.
Jumpin just gets completely blasted.
I love it though because
There is a minute to
shakes
go.
the tournament up, you know, shakes
And
shit up.
Crazy Raccoon, they got it next to Big Girls. They haven't even got the point.
They're still getting picks.
I didn't even know you could get
Are
on
they
top of that
boomed?
sign right there like that.
Are Crazy Raccoon mentally boomed here? Are they going to get full held on Route
They only
66?
1 minute
Their
left,
map
bro.
pick in this series.
They do have Primal
They've
and they
got
do
an
have
They've got the
Overclock.
jump in Primal Rage.
Nano's coming up.
Signs point
Nightmare
to them
has
winning
no,
this fight.
But they need to win too. It's not just about this fight. There's going to be one
Yeah,
more.
they're probably
There's
getting in their
time for
heads
Nightmare
real
to come
bad.
back
I
in
mean,
and contest after
it's probably hard
this.
not
Jumpin's
to.
light pops the Primal. Suzu
There's the
early
Primal.
there.
I think they can
Still
get it here because they have
slide
ultimate
to the
advantage.
Sojourn. Jurton Bin was looking
Ultraviolet
over
did just get
Apple there,
Kasuni Rush though.
Trying to deal with the
They
Lucio,
got
but finds
lethal.
Lethal. Slacking on the side. There you go. There's the kill on
Yeah,
Admiral.
they're gonna get point here, I
That's the
think.
start that you want. Ideally,
But
hit
still,
the
man,
Crazy
they held
Raccoon,
that shit
use
for a
any other
long ass
offense.
time.
Post-bomb from Zera. Try to be the big difference maker, and you can't blame him for
That would have been
for that
so
one either.
crazy if they full held
It's
him.
been so good for the team, and 15 seconds in the time back for Crazy Raccoon.
I don't think there's
Could
any
be
way
a
they get
touch,
back
but
for a
it'll be a dangerous
recontest, but
one.
maybe.
There is going to be a touch, and I think the Kasuni Rush could actually get them back there, and it looks like Nightmare are positioning themselves to try to actually
they're gonna try.
get that recontest in, but they have to walk into a nano boost, but Cuppa does
Got
get
it.
there.
They got touch. Post one comes out. She's going to have to be a little bit careful now.
You know,
That's
Jumpin.
Railguns. Aiming straight for his face. Nano boost on Jumpin, but he can't go for a pick. Now he's
Both
going to
used
attempt
overclock.
to. It looks like
Both
Heesang's on the point there to contest.
Lethal
and
down.
Make sure overtime doesn't slip away from them again.
Heesang down, though.
However, Heesang still ends up
Ooh.
going down, but with another nice
Big
headshot.
rail on Zera.
And yeah, this rally from Chorong. It's only a matter of time now before they cap the points. Decent trade,
Good try,
though.
good try.
Nightmare still have the sound barrier and a primal rage to hold this next point. Pretty early.
They they
That
forced
was
it to
still in
overtime to get the
overtime.
first
I
cap.
don't
Yeah.
think that this is a comfortable Crazy Raccoon. It took them a lot to be able to actually capture that first objective. The overclock, the nano
gotta try and
boost,
hold
they
this
even
space.
invested the rally into that, and that shows you discomfort for Crazy Raccoon. As they make their way through the second objective, they are going to be able to take this forward positioning, but you've got the sound barrier to actually get out of this cave. You've got that primal rage as well to start batting people away. No, Nightmare look pretty good right now.
And they almost
on
had
these
Shu right there.
returns.
Cuppa has some sort of vendetta right now
Popping the
against Shu.
primal.
He's just permanently on him. Nice little whip shot there from Chorong. He does manage to boop him towards that mega health pack room, but knows Primal isn't going to survive for too much longer. But Junbin
shit, Junbin
overstaying
down.
his welcome on that high ground. Like you said, Rose, I know, I agree. Not a Crazy Raccoon, like a comfortable state for them right now.
But I think
Now
you
it's
see
tough 'cause
why
they can
Cuppa
hold the
is going
choke.
After Shu. I think that is
Getting
a
that,
very valuable win condition for them. Shu
those
is
kills
going
right
to be
there
one
were
of the main
fucking
sources
huge
of
for him.
healing here for Jumpin to be able to actually go into the backline, make those fives, and actually
Reclaim
start
that
to
space.
initiate on some of these game plans from Crazy Raccoon. So if Cuppa's keeping him busy, he's not healing the team.
The stick. Oh, Zera gets
Oh.
another stick.
Taking lip out's huge.
Lips down. Primal Rage for Jumbin. Sound barrier connects though from Admiral. So this Primal Rage is going to be
Junbin with the
pretty
Primal.
easy, trivial even to deal with.
He's low as fuck though.
As
Oh,
Jumbin
yeah,
falls,
he's
a
done.
nano boost. Oh no! Shu lost nano. He's
He's
short, he
saying
went on
stick.
himself, but that was supposed to connect with Jumbin. A post bomb from Heesang might be the cause that they need to wrap this wound up.
Oh.
But no! Zera and the support line from
Take them
Nightmare
fucking Lucio
are
balls.
not going to make this fight close.
Oh, everything just feels like it's going from bad to worse here for Crazy Raccoon.
Damn, dude,
Shu
they might
even
actually win this
Just switches off
fucking
of the
series.
Ana
That's so crazy.
completely. Goes over to Kiriko. Maybe you're able to make these dives a little bit better. Ana was a little bit of a vulnerable
also
target,
good.
but you also only have
Nightmare's
25
got Kasune
seconds
Rush.
left. And
Overclock
all of it
soonish.
falls onto Lip and Chorong getting these
Chorong got
ultimates up.
rally.
Yeah, rally available from Chorong right now. Lethal's in such a good spot though on this high ground.
It's going to be up to them getting these
Chorong
overclocks
used
and popping
okay,
off with
there's
it.
the kill onto Admiral. This rush is going to be really deadly for them to
That's
fight
gonna
into.
determine this fight,
the
I think.
payload is moving away from Nightmare right now. Zera now dueling out against Heesang, but Lip ends up falling down. And look at Cuppa. The mean Winston on the
Primal.
point. He's got the
What do you
Primal
got?
Rage too. He forces that swift deck from Shu, so a fairly
It's
easy
overtime,
target
so
now
they're
for
primal. They
a
can
pickup.
try and keep knocking
Shu
them
is
off the
going
fucking
pretty low,
point.
taken down by
So they can't
Afro as
touch it.
Kuffa defends this payload with his life.
He's got the cleave as well for all the reinforcements coming back from Crazy Raccoon. Lip is very close.
He's saying coming up on a pulse. Lip's about to get
Available
overclocked.
too from Zera.
Oh, he's saying with the
Ultraviolet
pick
does
on
end up falling.
Ultraviolet.
They're going to forgo some space just for the time being, but Zera's still looking for an entrance, and he gets another stick.
Zera with the stick. Oh,
Chorong
shit.
dead. Crazy Raccoon still in control of the bot.
He
with
looked
a
like me on
primal
Tracer, for
rage
real.
and an overclock, and Lip's in a good position to use it. Sound barrier comes in there, but oh, April, he doesn't connect with Kuffa. And Lip, he's not yet satiated. He's going to dash into the back line,
Holy
cause a
shit.
ruckus. But this is looking like a Crazy Raccoon cap here on second. But oh boy,
And
was
that's
it a
crazy
nail-biter.
overtime.
Overtime, which means there's only a minute and 30 now
They
to
got
push to
the
third.
they got the second
That
point.
was almost a hold from Nightmare.
They've gotten
as
both
well.
points in
But
overtime
look at them
now.
proactively making these swaps as we enter into the third point. Cuff is
All right,
going
now they're
over
going
to
with Spiky
Hazard, and they're
Boy.
play a little bit better in these close quarters. And we gotta see Crazy Raccoon actually react to this. They cannot take their time here with how much time they actually have left. And Junbin does have this Primal Rage to use, so hopefully they can bat the doors open.
They are not falling to the tempo of Crazy Raccoon. Nightmare right now playing at their own speed, their own pace, which is so important against a team
And he's
that is
in deep.
statistically like stronger than you are on paper. Lip finds a triple kill in the fight, so they're going to get the payload going, Rose, but time's a ticking.
Bro is in hella
She
deep.
felt really early in that fight, so you still have this Kitsune Rush on top of something like the Primal Rage. It's going to be a bit hard for Nightmare to be able to fight into. Ultraviolet doesn't have that ready quite yet.
Wow, Lip gets out of there really early. There's a nice little primal, but
Don't know
Lip is
the
getting
primal.
pocketed by UV.
He's still getting
It's
really
very
low though.
He actually has to back away.
That was a downpour. Did
Dodges
he get
out of
anybody?
that. Oh, Choro not quite so lucky though. Downpour connects. Lucio.
Dude,
dead.
Zera's carrying,
18
dude. He's
seconds to
popping
go,
the fuck off.
And a kill onto Jump, and he's good. It's going to be a staggered fight here for Crazy Raccoons now.
And they only have
And he's got
10
another
seconds
pulse,
remaining.
too.
So this Kitsune
And they got
Rush, he gets
Kitsune
them out of the
Rush.
door, but then what's the follow-up after that?
Both teams got a
very
Kitsune.
close. The pulse bomb as well from Heesang, but Nightmare are already ready, and Zera's had some
Let's see if he gets
major
a stick.
sticks this game.
He's looking for another one, Rose. Okay, Kitsune Rush has popped on both sides. Zera hunting for a target, searching for
They
something.
use the Suzu,
Sound barrier does end up
so he can
landing.
maybe
It's
they
fine
can't
for
cleanse
Crazy
it if he
Raccoon.
hits it.
However,
Yeah, he gets
Zera
it.
connects with the
Oh,
stick.
and he got two with it.
Shu and Lip dead. They're
Huge,
the
dude.
hold. It's just greater and greater by the second. Sound barrier for Admiral now as they're going to make their final attempt to touch this point in OT. Sound barrier connects with 4 as they try and just run down the back line. Chorong in the ire of Zera as he's just chasing him all the way to the spawn. Jumping going super low
Overtime
without the
going
backup
down, they better
required. He's not
fucking-
going to stay in this fight all too long. Chorong too just trying to keep himself in the team
If they
alive
somehow
as
win this and
Zera
cap it, it's gonna be a
finds
miracle.
Another. He's sang down. Lip dead. Crazy Raccoon. They're going to get held on this point, Rose. There's an overclock coming in for Lethal 2, but Shu quickly dispatches of him with those kunais. But the spawn advantage.
How the fuck are they still up touching that shit?
Oh, it's so overwhelming. Jumpin is getting a lot of healing, though, so if there was going to be a
Oh,
whale,
Shu down
it
there.
would be Jumpin being able to get this.
Chorong about to go down.
He's just so
Ooh.
damn good, man. Post bomb in hand. He don't need it. Throws it away. Crazy Raccoon halted on third.
Zera popping the fuck off, dude.
What a player.
That's crazy against fucking
What a difference maker.
like the best team
Crazy
too, you know what I mean?
Raccoon almost didn't get it past that first point. It felt like they were on borrowed time the entirety of that map.
I get like popping off like that in
every
like
single time you
your random
saw
rank
that
game, but that's
time
against
tick down, Zera was
the
there.
best fucking team. That's
ready to put a
crazy.
stop into things. Those post bombs
Bro's
were
on one.
crazy.
He wants to be the very best, and this is the stage to do it on.
Bro, they're lucky they got as far as they did because they almost got full held, and then they almost didn't get second either. They had crazy overtime fights. Yeah, that would have been
Crowd
insane
behind
if they full
Nightmare
held
right
them.
now, you can hear
But
the
I don't get
chants.
why they went this map.
They
Anyway, this
want
was their map
upset.
pick.
They want Nightmare.
They
to
should have
take
won a
it,
control
knock
map.
Crazy
Like a-
Raccoon down
I
to
think,
that lower bracket.
you know, Ball's really strong on those control maps. So.
As we get
Or maybe
the
they
setup
couldn't pick
for
control.
what
I don't know.
could
I don't
be
know how the map
potentially
pick
the
shit works.
final
Maybe they weren't able
side
to.
of this match.
So
We're going to see Crazy Raccoon already get
Well,
set
they
up
could've picked,
here
like,
with
Flashpoint or
this
something, you know?
dive. Still
Like Sarah
putting a
Vaso or
lot of
something.
emphasis on making sure that they can set up.
But maybe they have to
Heesang
pick
for
a
success.
payload map. I
But
don't know.
Lethal and Zera of this Nightmare roster have not
see if
made
he can
it
get a
easy for
snipe.
Heesang and Lip to find that purchase and actually get those kills. As we see Lethal look in those sight lines with this Widowmaker, was kind of hoping that someone would be able to
They're going
step
spiky
up
bitch
and
right off the rip.
into those sights. But decides to go back over to Sojourn. So we're seeing a mirror match here. Shu doesn't want to play the Ana. It's too diveable. But Kuppa also not willing to play the mirror just
They run the
yet.
same
Wants to
supports
keep
and same
playing this
DPS,
Hazard.
but different
This
tanks.
Hazard looks very, very good. Annoying for the Winston too.
If they get a fast cap here, that's going to be
Tricky
huge for them
spots. You can't
because
play around, like, tight corridors
it
either.
took them
Very
Crazy
hard to
Raccoons
play,
to overtime to
on
fucking
big,
get the first
inside
one.
big girls too against the Hazard, so bit of free real estate there from cover. Oh my goodness, everybody's shooting at him right now. Oh, Lip is in a weird spot. He actually gets walled off in the mega health pack. Oh, doesn't matter. Just Lip things.
They lost one of their supports.
Lip's
it's
gonna be a
Lucio, so he
really
can
big
maybe
target
get back
for this
quick,
dive, though,
depends
if
on
Kuppa
when
can handle it.
they don't lose anyone else.
Oh!
And he does.
Yeah, so
They got two though, so and their spawn's closer, so
Okay.
they can get back quick.
Pretty even fight here so far for Nightmare and Crazy Raccoon, and the respawns are going to be just ever so closer for Nightmare to be able to get back in. And so Heesang's going to be the one that has to hold down this cart from any more progress from Nightmare. But we're starting to build up the ults here. Ultraviolet going to have this rush. Shu not too far behind, and we've got the pulse bombs coming up for both teams as well.
Sarah has been diffing Heesang in this matchup, this Tracer matchup. High ground control, it's what Nightmare want. They're going to use the rush on top of it. Uh-oh, Heesang. Sarah's hunting for you. He's found you, and he isn't going to let you live. Good stuff from Nightmare.
They're looking good so far.
Yeah, very strange spot. Wrong side
They
of the
get
map.
Junbin here too, yeah.
Wrong side of the map.
I don't think there's any
That dive is
recontesting
huge,
that.
because Junbin would have loved to stay alive to actually get the recontest here, but now that is not a possibility. And just like that, Nightmare kept
well,
this
they got a
first point
pretty
with
big time
barely
bank.
any resistance, and they've got 4.5 minutes heading into this second point. Only expending the Kitsune Rush there to give Kuppa that extra little bit of edge to be able to open up that last fight with that first pick, and gets snipped out
Railed
just
his
like
ass.
that.
The high ground control is what they want, and high ground control is
They
what
popped the
they'll
Kitsune,
get.
though.
Kuppa and Avril just booping people off of height. Shu and
Ooh,
Heesang
slashed
still
his
making it
ass.
competitive though, but yeah, this payload is slipping through Crazy Raccoon's fingers.
Another easy team fight win here for Nightmare as they
Yeah,
only
dude, they're going
utilize that
insane.
downpour. Zera has yet
What
to
the
let
hell?
this pulse bomb rip. He's patient.
Shit,
with it.
if
He
they win this
knows
series,
how
they could win the whole
valuable of a
tournament.
resource that this can be in
I mean, they're
each
taking
of
out,
these
like, the
individual
arguably the best
fights.
team, so-
You land that on Shu and there's no Suzu available,
That'd be
that's a team
insane.
fight win. Same with Charong, same with Lip. He's saying as well, you don't have recall. So look at where Zera is going to try to find that next target.
He does end up getting spotted
Let's
out
see if he
there,
hits his
but
fucking fat pulse again.
easy reposition for the Tracer. Sound barriers come in from both sides, and oh my word,
Lethal
he
down.
wanted Lethal dead.
He's saying missed the
Pulse bomb for
stick.
Heesang, swinging and miss. Same with Zera by the looks of it.
Both whipped it.
But where is the synergy
I
here?
wonder if they're gonna try and
Crazy Raccoon used
spawn hold
Primal
them.
Rage,
I
they
think that's
used
pretty
Sound Barrier, they used their
popular
pulse bomb.
strategy on
It
this
felt
fucking
like
map.
They just
try
aren't
and
on the
spawn
same
hold.
page in terms of making sure that they're utilizing one
Nah,
thing
they're
at
not
a
gonna.
time. It was kind of just, okay, well, if we want to win this fight, we're just gonna have to throw ultimates and hope that it works out for us.
Well, now that
Because
they
they're left with
now that they
just
got their
this
footing
overclock
again,
from
it's
Lip.
pretty
And yes,
fucking
they
hard
have
to
the
get in
high
here
ground
and do some
control,
shit.
But Nightmare has one too. They also have Rush. They have
Well,
ways
they
to
wrapped
actually
around, so
clear
they let them
through
in
this
for free.
space on second point.
Even the downpour too, what, like 15%? Both Sojourns
Both
looking at each other.
overclocks.
Yeah, Lip takes a body shot, dips out. Doesn't want to mess with Lethal right now. I don't think anybody would, even on their best day. They're moving this payload slowly but surely, Rose. Here comes the rush. Nice Suzu there, saving Cover's life. Downpour available now to the Hazard. Cover trying to
He's
get
got
this
the
high ground
downpour
again,
again.
forcing people away. Lip
Oh, Lip
succumbs to Cover. Chorong. Oh,
He's saying
dearie
that,
me. A late rush from Shu too. It's all falling apart again.
Oh yeah,
Are they
they're
on
getting
the
that
same
cap.
page? Shu uses rush in a 2v5.
I think they get a minute and a half
Doesn't
after
really
cap.
seem like it, because that's another
Yep.
example of a Crazy
they
Raccoon.
got
Just seem like they're falling over
3:30
like
to try and
dominoes.
fucking hit this
Nightmare
last thing.
now. They've got
And I think
3.5
Spiky Bitch is strong in this last
minutes
point
to
because
get
there's not
this
much
payload to this final
room to move
golden
around.
box of victory, and they can taste it. They can smell it. There's blood in the water, and Nightmare are going after it. Zera's got another pulse bomb. Where's he going with this one?
Straight to the back line, probably. Ooh, forced to use recall pretty early.
This is gonna be tough to
Didn't go for the
hold.
stick on Junbin.
with
yeah,
the stick.
tried. Missed, sadly. Should have been fancy footwork there on the Winston.
Nightmare are at an ultimate disadvantage and will likely lose this next fight due to just the sound barrier and this pulse bomb. But Charm lets it rip early.
Yeah, I mean, both sound barriers are going to get used. Rose, as Zera is hunting for his next target. It's going to be Lip. He's just so low. Nice blink smack. Payload's in their possession as well. Look at the way Crazy Racoon's in position, Rose. They flip the map completely.
They're behind them, and now Junmer has a fight on the low ground. You don't want to be there. Already forced to use that bubble already as a Winston.
Everybody, oh, eyes on Zera right now. I mean, look at this, chasing Chorong away too. On a Crazy Racoon. Their striped tail between their legs as they're running back towards their spawn.
Okay, finally a little bit of pressure from Junbin into the back line, and Ultraviolet goes down as well. So Crazy Racoon, they draw the line in the sand here.
Yeah, digging their heels in right on that corner.
All right. They're able to hold them. That looked,
but
2 minutes to go.
didn't look good for a second there.
That's still so much time for Nightmare.
Junbin's got Primal, and they got Cassini Rush coming up on Overclock, and another Pulse. Dude, these guys build Pulse so fast. Both teams are about to have Rush.
Here as well. So it's going to be an all-out brawl.
Lucios are exactly the same on ult.
And we're starting to get down to the wire here.
Both rushes used at the same time there. Lip on
Lip's
a good
Lip's got
angle
overclock
for
again.
that OC, that overclock. Cover taking a whole heap of damage though as he dives in. Yes, succumbs to Junbin. Look at that bubble positioning, Rose. No healing off of the
Zera with the stick on Chorong.
What does connect? The pulse box. Zera finds Chorong and Lethal finds Shu. So again, their payload can just keep moving. Heesang's defending it right now with his life, but Zera's just going to chase him down.
We're getting closer and closer to the point where Nightmare might be able to do the impossible and send Crazy Racoon down to the lower bracket. They've still got the downpour for when everybody comes out of spawn.
Junbin does have Primal though.
Well to keep alive on the payload, but this
they got to make sure they can
touch
this thing.
Oh, and a railgun shot connecting with
Ultraviolet though.
Oh,
Lethal gets Shu though.
He turns it up to 11. A sound barrier late used there from Crazy Racoon. So now Nightmare have to go for a reset. Zera, he's gonna die. He hasn't got a recall, but still manages to pick up Chorong somehow.
Good fight. Big investment.
Shit, they might hold it, bro, because there's only 40 seconds left.
One more final
Nobody has any ultimates right now.
38 seconds is plenty of time for them to be able to get this regroup.
If they hold that, that's crazy because
there's no ultimates on the table for either team. I think
it wasn't looking good for
Zera and Lethal really put up that differential.
Pure neutral game here, really, Rose.
Only 20 seconds. This is last fight, I think. So
might just be about these pulse bombs. Tracer earns them very quickly, of course.
Any early pick is going to be fucking detrimental to either team. Heesang's low as fuck.
Jumping on a decent spot, jumping in, very defensive onto that payload.
Heesang coming up on a pulse. Zera too.
They cannot step off the cart now. Zera gets ready with the pulse bomb.
Oh, Junbin's down though.
Pulse bomb in the hands of Zera as well. He's looking for a target. Hits the recall fairly early, but Lip's in trouble. Lip is in dire need of help. Heesang goes down. Pulse bomb doesn't connect.
Oh, they did it, dude.
Nightmare! What did I just witness?
Holy shit. Huge
beaters.
upset.
Crazy Racoon knocked down.
That's
to the
crazy.
By Nightmare.
USA. USA.
And he's #1 seed, and Zera is living it up on the stage.
That's got to feel fucking good as fuck.
They know the crowd was behind him. You heard the chants. And what everybody thought was going to be a 3-0 is a 3-1 victory.
Dude, that's got to feel
Nightmare.
fucking crazy.
Let's jump down.